Good morning, everyone out there in the world wide web territory. How are you? It's Thursday, November the 6th. Let me just make sure. See, here's the thing. I'm working out this whole startup time. So, as far as like what happens when I kick on, and we're going to find out together. And where are we here? We're looking and we're looking and I'm looking for. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Again, it is Thursday. Am I there? There I am. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and do something. Again, my pal Brendan really gave me a suggestion, and you're going to see this now. Why are you talking, Jim? There. I thought I had all that muted. So we'll do the highlight, and we'll do the followers thingy. And why didn't that do that? I don't know. Okay, so it didn't actually do that. Try again. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a great year. Don't click off. Stop it. Don't be rude. We just got started. You don't even know what's happening. Well, maybe you do if you read the T's and you're actually reading the description. So, I don't know. All right. Well, you know what? That part didn't work. So what I'm going to do is just do this because it's fun. There. I tagged Storm Track 360 because it's important. There we go. All right. So all that's going. Good morning, everyone. And let me get back over here to my handy dandy poop sheet that tells me everything that I thought about talking to you about. It is the seventh episode of the podcast, and this is cool. It's starting to like gel. And like yesterday, how I was talking about the evolution of things whenever you're creating something like this, and it's always been this way. Like in radio and television, it's like think about your favorite television show, right? The first season that hooks you in is like really good. You're like, okay, this is cool. I see. Then the second season, you're like, whoa, this is better, or they screw up. It happens, right? So I'm looking at this week as more of season one. And then when we get to season two next week, we're going to see it better and better and better and better. Because that's my goal. I don't want to go jumping the shark anytime soon. Get coffee, it's important. We all need that in our lives. So today, what we're going to do, we're talking about the whole mission of the podcast and what is Jim doing? What is he doing? Well, we're building out consistency because once again, 8 a.m. Here we are, 51 degrees and sunny. It's going to be a beautiful day. Actually, I was checking the forecast literally right before hopping on, and we got a gorgeous run. It looks like here in the Ozarks in north central Arkansas and south central Missouri from Harrison to Branson down to Jasper, all around. It's going to be gorgeous. So go enjoy this fall, this post Halloween, pre Thanksgiving, awesome time in the area. The leaves have changed. It's beautiful out there. Anyway, kind of talking about one of the things that I've got some feedback on is like, well, why are you doing national news stuff? Well, some of it matters locally because like we have airports here. How is with the government shutdown going into like day 37 impacting our local and regional airports? So I'm going to start diving into that. I want to know. I'm curious. How much of an impact will it have on us? So I'll make some phone calls. And then what else? But 37 days. I mean, congratulations to all of the politicians that I bet are still getting paid just fine and dandy, if not by us, by somebody. Oh, Jim. Anyway, well, they're doing a great job of not doing anything. Good sound bites on television, though. And with that said, let's segue into what I know is coming back. And it's funny because a few days ago, I got to thinking about, well, what am I going to do here? What's worth it to you? What actually adds value to your life? Now, it's twofold actually, because if you're here in the local region, okay, it'll have I'm talking directly to you on certain things, such as bringing back the virtual stump. And what the virtual stump is, and I've been doing an iteration of it since 2010, where everyone running for office locally, primarily Harrison Boone County, I'd put the camera and the microphone on them to where I give them the opportunity to introduce themselves and answer the simple question, why should I vote for you? Ta-da! And I'm going to bring that back. So I'm working out the logistics of how I'm going to do it this time. But yeah, we're going to bring that back because why? It's important to know because let's be real. When it comes to a lot of politicking and political races, it really turns, if it resorts back to high school days where it's a popularity contest. Name recognition is king. And you can get that a lot easier now than before. But, to really level the playing field, if at least you got one spot where you can see everyone's name, then everybody is getting, as far as equal and fair can be, um, an equal and fair representation. I don't care who wins or loses anymore. And if I do, it'll be a big deal that I'll tell you about. But right now, it's an even playing field. This is what a democratic republic looks like. Learn about everything, learn the issues, not just a party, and see who's going to represent you as best as you see it. That's it. So anyway, the virtual stump is coming back, and I'll be announcing more and more of that as we go, just so you can find out who it is if you happen to see a Facebook post or you see the people who have filed for office, all that. And again, that goes, it's the first time I did that was back in 2010 when I was still doing the Here, There, and Everywhere show at TKO8. And I invited everybody. It was a great turnout. Everybody who was running, they came and played. And that was at that particular point, it was mainly the Harrison City stops. It was the mayor and council seats. So I can't remember if there was county stuff at the time. That was 15 years ago. Cutting old boy some slack. But then as it evolved, we just expanded on it a little bit more, made it a little bit more bells and whistly. And that's the thing I'm working out. I'm like, what does it need to look like? That way for the modern era, because 15 years later, you guys in the audience have different tastes, and I don't want to offend them. I actually want to create something that's you want to look at and explore, because it's on you to get educated, but it's on other people to get the info and the tools so you can get educated, right? Right. Speaking of which, now this is with downtown Harrison, what's been happening, and it's going to be on a slow rollout, because I remember talking with Mayor Jackson and Public Works Director Wade Phillips a year and a half ago in regards to the revitalization programs happening downtown, and what people are think they're just now. Oh, it's just not happening. No, no, this has been a slow roll, and it looks topically. And I'm not saying anything underneath at all, but I'm just saying topically, it looks like, it's a good thing. It really is. And so now they're calling it Downtown Rising. Downtown Rising. And it's an initiative to hopefully rejuvenate downtown. And they're doing it in a way that is different than things that have been done before. The biggest one being a company that is coming to town that has bought the old Walters Dry Goods building. It was Leffler's forever. And I think there might have been something after Leffler's, or it was going to be. Oh yeah, there was the corner there where the microbrew was going to be, and it didn't work out for whatever reasons. Oh yeah, they broke the planet and the regulations went stupid. Um, anyway, so now that is looking to be interesting and to fill in holes. And the best I can tell you right now is that the city has put out a press release in regards to a summit where people can learn more about what's actually going on down there with that new company. Let me get that name real quick. Let me click over there because it starts with the pro. Where are you? Oh gosh, there it is. Let me get that right. Provalis. Provalis. Okay, so now that's the name of the company that has purchased or is working. They're working on the option to purchase that. Again, I don't have all the details. I've looked at it, but I haven't like dove in. I'm going to dive in a little bit more just so I understand better for myself. And if I'm talking about it to you, I promise you it'll be the best information I could possibly know to share, because everybody's paranoid about change. Whether even if you're for it or against it, doesn't matter. Everybody is. It's human nature. But it looks to be, for everything that I'm reading so far, it looks to be a positive, because again, it's bringing job opportunities downtown. Okay, that's good. I mean, if you can actually, if they can staff that thing with 150 people as they're talking about, I assure you, 150 people there on a daily basis, I arguing that kind of guaranteed foot traffic will be huge for folks down there. And the city has taken some other initiatives in all of this to be able to help businesses down there and new business wanting to come there be able to get in and situated um, easier when it comes to like certain limitations of the past. One thing being, and I don't want to speak too much of this because I don't know exactly how this will work, but I do know when it came to like certain aspects of being down there, the floodplain situation was a nightmare for people because getting insurance was either not available or ridiculously expensive. So I do believe some of the things that have been worked on and implemented now will help alleviate some of that overregulation. That's just all you can call it there. Anyway, November the 17th from 4 until 6 at the Summit Bank Building downtown, they're going to host this summit to where you can learn more about what all's going on. You can learn more by calling City Hall 870-741-2777. 870-741-2777. And according to the press release, you're going to want to let them know so you can reserve seats so that there are enough seats. Pretty good sized place, I'd say. I'm not sure which they've got the whole damn thing. So there's plenty of room, I'm sure, and there can be an overflow room too, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, November 17th, mark it down if you really are curious about what's going on down there with Provalis and the downtown, what do they call it? Downtown Rising opportunity, and you want to learn more about it for real. That's where you go and when you go, and then you can learn something for real and hopefully be able to ask some questions. I don't know exactly what the format of the event is going to be as far as like if it's just a straight presentation or if it's a presentation plus Q&A. I don't know for sure. But oh yeah, that kind of reminds me. Okay, going back to the political stump, the virtual stump that we're going to bring back. With that, again, when we look at the absurdity of things happening on the national level, one of the things and why I've always done this, as far as in a news and information role, no matter where I've been in over these years and forever, is like election information, especially leading up to, is so remarkably important because on the local level is where you really get things done. The As you move into state, which nobody pays attention to. Have you noticed that? State just gets totally leapfrogged. It's like, can you name your state representative for this area? Hmm? Can you name your state senator for this area? No, I can't right now because I haven't looked because there's not a whole lot of talking on that because everyone looks at the national because the guys who make it who pass the Star Search or the X Factor or they're the American Idol and they make it to the big show in DC, that's the ones that get talked about. But the guys and gals in the middle on the state level at state government who actually go to the state capitol where ours in Arkansas looks well, we're a mini clone of the one in DC. It's really neat. If you can't make it to DC and they haven't really cleaned it up enough yet, go downtown Little Rock. They haven't cleaned it up yet either, but it's closer and you'll see basically the same thing. Anyway, but to give people the opportunity to work on the local level with things, this is really where action happens. Because as for now, everything locally happens and impacts locally. And most of the people that you have representing you, you're going to run into at Walmart or El Mexico Lindo, and they're always going to be held account. They are because they're here. The state gets a little fuzzier because, they're in Little Rock, right? So not as often do you ever see them, if you even know who they are. And then nationally, odds are your representatives, you're probably never going to see them outside of campaign season. So, because I know Womack is still the representative for this area on the national level. Steve Womack, he's a pretty good guy. For an old radio GM. There's a personality type there. And John Bozeman, I presume, is still our senator. He's very, very quiet. Steve Womack puts out like a weekly thing to kind of update. From the Front is the newsletter he puts out, kind of updating folks of what's going on. Bozeman, I got nothing. I mean, the main thing I see come out of his office will be things that he's doing with veteran affairs or farmers, which are good, but they're few and far between. So I don't know if there's a better outreach that his office puts out. I'd have to look into that. So, and Missouri, I'm just not getting plugged into. So to learn more about how that works, because again, this is going to be, this is a regional show, right? Just working out the logistics of all of it. It is what, 8:14, 8:15. I lost a minute. Man, somebody's playing with the clock again. Get your coffee. I need more. Anyway, so that's what's happening on all of those fronts. And so again, make a note for the downtown thing, November 17th, 4 to 6, Summit Bank Building. Call ahead, 870-741-2777. That means today. Do it today. If you really are interested, get with the folks around you who really want to learn something, and not just pound their chests about it. Give them a call, 870-741-2777. Put it in your box that you want to do this. I haven't looked to see how the chat thing's working. Again, as we're evolving the tech for the show and all of that, let's see. Where are you? Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. The chat feature is still kind of hanging. So let me look over here on my handy dandy phone book. Wah, wah, wah. What was that about? Okay, I am not seeing any comments if you're talking, so I don't want to be rude, but I'm not ignoring you. I just don't see it. So anyway, there's that. Trying not to be rude. Punctual. Here we go. What else is going on? Yesterday was a fantastic day. So now we're getting to just the fun part. Kind of recapping yesterday because it's easier to talk about the past because it already happened and there are no changes there. But a big shout out to my pal Aaron Anderson, who with Vigilant Inspection Services, he had invited Alicia and I up to Branson at the Branson Library for its Mega 417. Yeah, I do believe it's the name of the networking group. Really great folks, nice folks, and I'm not a not. Many would think that I'm a nonconformist and I don't network a lot or play with people a lot, and you're not wrong. Mainly because in my previous role of doing things, as far as like trying to be a middle of the road, straight reporter journalist type, um, I didn't care to get too involved because people in general always have an agenda. They're looking out for what they're doing. I'm not saying that's good. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that's what they do. And in that role, and if you happen to be the guy with the loudest microphone or widest camera in the room, people tend to suck up to you, and as such it can compromise things or give the appearance of compromise, and I never wanted to do that. So when it came to those, pardon my French, but we're on the internet, right? But the grabassery of things, I just don't care about. I never have. I don't ever want to get caught up with it, and I never will. It's not my thing. However, networking as a business guy instead of that middle of the road news journalist reporter thing, um, yeah, that's not so bad, and it was fun. We had a lot of fun. Got some great conversations going. The young lady who was doing the presentation yesterday offered something that I'd share with you right now, and because it was really, really good. It's like whenever you're facing something, right, and you've got um, giving yourself permission. That was the main point of her topic, and when we try to give ourselves permission, it normally never works. Now, I touch on that on my book too, in Toys or Totems. She has a different look at it though, which is always good to get different perspectives on the same problem. And this is a great one, I tell you what. So you think about something, and her example was asking yourself a question like, can I buy that Ferrari? It's always going to be no, right? If you go with a, can I do this? No. Mainly because no is so ingrained in us because our parents in raising us, and they meant very, very well, told us no a lot because most of the things we were trying to do might have been kind of dumb. Can I touch that fire? No, Timmy, don't touch the fire. Okay. That type of thing. But if you add one little three-letter word before that can, I do something, changes the whole game. Reframe magically. What's the three-letter word? How? How can I touch that fire? Well, you could use fireproof gloves. Why would you want to do it though? I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? So you go from, can I touch that fire? No, dummy. To how can I touch that fire? Well, if I used a fireproof glove, I won't burn my hand. Huh. Little things like that. But if you use that three-letter word, how, you'll be amazed. Okay. I need to make $1,000 today. How can I make $1,000 today? that starts the ball rolling on you actually thinking about it, because there's a good possibility you're going to have the answer to that deep in there. And the more you ask yourself, the deeper you go with your own questioning of things, you're going to figure this out. You will get to a point where you've got a how, sort of like the well, why? People, when you're little, will say, well, why is that? Well, why is that? But why? But why? And you keep going down the deeper rabbit hole to the point where you're like, your kid's now 35, they're still asking why, you're drinking heavy, it's a hard day, but the questions are good if you got an answer. And the how, the answers to those are awesome. You can get so, man, that's huge. Use it today. At some point today, and then tell me how you did. How can you use it? That's up to you. Anyway, man, I enjoy that. It's the caramel pecan in the K cups. It's good stuff. Another thing about tomorrow, or yesterday, that was really, really cool outside of meeting some folks, and had a young fella, actually, Mark, and he is, I don't have that card with me. Sorry, Mark, I'll plug you later. And it's not a plug, it's just a appreciation. And he was networking, so I want to network with him too, because he got a copy of the book from me because uh, shameless self promotion there, baby. I created this trading card in a handy dandy protector sleeve to give out. Business cards are boring. So, in my effort to want to make sure that I myself offer up purple cows, I made a trading card featuring Totemo and reviews from the book. Lou, Rosie, thank you very much for taking the time. They're on Amazon. I appreciate it. Locally, of course, you can get it at Lovejoy Collectibles, Apple Tree Mall, and also in Louisville, which I've got to make sure. I get the wording wrong on that, but in Louisville, Kentucky, if you go to toysortotems.com, go to the retail network, you can see all the retail locations where you can find the book, which I hope you will. Well, one retail location that I popped in yesterday because we were actually there at a good time when they were open and the sun was out. Normally, when we're going between Harrison and Branson and doing stuff, and in Hollister and all that, well, it's dark and places are closed. But yesterday, Postnet was open, and I finally got the opportunity to pop in and see my pal and incredibly talented artist, Anthony Hunter. And he and we swapped books. It was cool. I feel like I'm kind of cheating him a little bit because it was a 3-to-1 thing. He got my book, which is 1, and he hooked me up with 3, his most 3 recent, with the 4th on the way, editions of Zamora. And I tell you, this comic is great. I need to tag him or tag his official. I know I've got him tagged in the official. Where are we at? In the in like the T's. I don't want to get. All right, let me get that right. Anyway, I'm going to put a link. Let's see. Where are we? Oh, come on now. So you can check this out because, again, I have so much appreciation for. You know what? I'm going to do it like this. Anthony, let us do it like this. I'm just going to put you back in there, and then people can follow from you there. And what can I do here? No, what are you doing, Facebook? Come on. Okay. Anyway, let me get back over here and here. We're clicking and saying here a lot, right? Right. Okay, here I am. That is, that's the T's again. Where am I live at here? I got like, with all the machines that are going, you got the one for the broadcast and the phone thingy, and then you've got, there I am. Yeah, I got to upgrade this thing so I can get rid of those watermarks. I just haven't done that yet. But we'll work on that. Anyway, there's Anthony. And with Anthony, you can follow all of his work with Zamara, and it's beautifully, beautifully drawn, wonderfully written comic, and produced by a fellow right there in Hollister, Missouri, who happens to work at Postnet. If you have shipping and other copy service needs, check them out. Postnet. Anyway, but we got to swap, and that was awesome. And so this is going to be part of my recommended reading. That is my recommended reading for today. Check him out. Find out how you can get a copy of the book, and that will be more than fantastic. Gosh, that is so annoying. I have got to fix that, but we'll worry about that later. Anyway, So there we are, kids. We've kind of ran through everything that I wanted to talk about with you today. Where are we at? There it is. So, and again, it's all about the evolution of things, and going to be, again, when it comes to national stuff that I personally feel is like, okay, well, it does have a local implication. Also, statewide stuffs too, because like in Arkansas, now we're in northern Arkansas, and this is going to impact southern Arkansas more, is the coming lithium mining. And Arkansas is being positioned to be a big lithium hub as far as lithium mining goes. I don't know about the full on when it comes like the production, the processing after the fact. Don't know. But we'll find out as time goes, won't we? But now the question there is the opportunities found inside of that. Where are they? What are they? How could they impact where you are in the state of Arkansas or in northern Louisiana or western Mississippi or there in Texas? You got plenty of your own opportunities, all right? You're a country and amongst yourself, right? Texan? Yeah, that's what you say. But no, seriously, what are things that can be done that could be an opportunity for yourselves or your family or your children in regards to that? So just ask yourself that question. How can I benefit from the lithium mining coming to Arkansas? There's that how again. Gives you opportunities to think and do. All right, one quick look at the poop sheet so we can make sure I touch all the bases I want to touch with you on a show like this. Yeah. So, and the main thing is, again, I want to do my part to help. The political stump is coming back. Be sure to keep watching for that. The virtual stump, that is. That's a coming back. And we're going to like, I don't know, I want to modernize the whole idea. So we're going to work on that. And then also, I want to encourage you to create evergreen content to connect with the people that's already connected and taking care of you. And ways you can do that, two ways that I help you right off the bat. You can go to the description. You'll see the 3 keys to content creation workbook. I promise you, it will jumpstart your imagination. You give it 5 minutes, you'll be amazed at what comes through. And then the 8-hour video workshop. Everybody's got a studio in their pocket now, and everybody can do everything they want. And you should express yourself. Go, baby. But also, learning how to tell a story in that format using the people around you on your team or in your group helps a lot, truly. And then, of course, the suggested reading once again today comes back to my pal Anthony Hunter's comic Zamara. And check that out. It'll make you feel better, stronger, taller, prettier, even. Yeah, you especially, because you need it. Go get that book. It'll make you pretty. And so that's pretty much it. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, tattoo this on your forehead. Get a QR code right there so people can come to the show because we're going to hit it every morning at 8 a.m. from now until I can't for whatever reason that's legitimate. Like, I don't know. I haven't really thought of one yet. So, and what else? Be sure to tell people about my book because my book is fun, great for Christmas, great for Thanksgiving, great for Thursday, November the 6th, 2025. You guys go have a great day. I'm going to go drink the rest of my coffee with my pretty wife, and we'll talk again, if not later, morning, 8 o'clock.